Try to imagine your daily morning routine. It probably looks something like you waking up in the morning, getting ready for work, driving to work like usual, but today, when you get to work, you see coworkers and associates injured and guests panicking due to an overlooked safety protocol. Now, this is not just a hypothetical situation. This is a result and a reality of many businesses due to the lack of knowledge and preparedness in health and safety. We all deserve to work in a healthy and safe work environment, no matter who we are, whether we are the associate, the employer, or the business owner ourselves. We all benefit from having more knowledge on this topic to protect ourselves, our jobs, and our coworkers. Now, I'm going to share 3 key areas that ensure workplace health and safety: recognizing and addressing common hazards, mental health in the workplace, and developing and training plans for emergencies. According to Tolkien University, the 4 major types of hazards in any workplace are going to be safety hazards, which are going to be slip and falls and cuts and burns on the body. For biological hazards, it's going to be the spread of fecal matter, the spread of blood, and the growth of bacteria and mold. For chemical hazards, it's going to include chemical burns on the body, inhaling any toxic chemicals or gases. And for ergonomic hazards, which is going to be hazards on the body, it's going to include heavy lifting, repetitive movements, and improperly adjusted work areas such as desks or chairs. And you might be wondering, how do I avoid these? Well, for safety hazards, a lot of restaurants require proper shoes, which include non-slip shoes to prevent slip and falls, and closed-toed shoes to prevent any injury to the feet. Always maintaining a 3-point touch for ladders, which is going to include 2 hands and 1 foot, or 2 feet and 1 hand, just to have a steady balance at all times. Using PPE, which is going to be personal protective equipment. For safety hazards, this is going to include shoes, proper shoes, any cutting gloves you might need, and slip and fall signs. For biological hazards, just having proper hand washing technique and washing hands at the proper time. Staying home when sick and sending associates home when sick, and using FIFO, which is first in, first out when handling food. For chemical hazards, it's going to be proper working alarms. It's going to be fire alarms, smoke alarms, and gas alarms. Having proper labels and lids for all chemicals, and using the proper PPE. For chemical hazards, this will include proper gloves whenever handling harsh chemicals, and any gas or goggles you might need. For ergonomic hazards, a way to avoid this is having back belts whenever lifting heavy machinery or any boxes to maintain a proper posture. And just being mindful of your posture whenever you're sitting at a desk for long periods of time. Now that we've covered recognizing and addressing common hazards, let's move on to mental health in the workplace. According to the World Health Organization, the main causes of mental health issues in the workplace are excessive workload, harassment, discrimination, and bullying. This is just unsafe work environment, and limited support from managers. This can tie into excessive workload. As a result from any of these can be high turnover, associates are leaving, low productivity, increased errors because they're not in the right headspace, and reduced creativity. Some things that we can do to avoid these are having manager and associate training on the causes of mental health issues in the workplace, and also training on the knowledge of the importance of mental health. Why is it important? And last but not least, just having an open door policy between associates and their managers, so that way they feel comfortable going if they have any questions or concerns. Now that we've covered recognizing and addressing common hazards and mental health issues, finally, we are going to discuss developing and training plans for emergencies. When developing plans for emergencies, we want to be aware of evacuation plans and nearest exits for a particular building. Every building is different. Having knowledge on fire extinguishers. There's 2 types of fire extinguishers. Type A, which is going to be for non-flammable fires, and Type B, which is going to be for flammable fires or combustible fires. When training For plans for emergencies, we want to make sure that associates are trained right away when they are onboarded to a new business or organization. That way, if anything happens, they are prepared. According to OSHA, a disorganized evacuation plan can result in injury and property damage. Those are two things we want to avoid. We want to protect our assets and we want to protect our associates. The main common emergencies are going to be fire, robbery, tornado, and medical emergencies. Now, tomorrow or whenever you go into your place of work, I urge you to familiarize yourself with the safety protocols and safety procedures for your workplace and just check up on your coworkers. You never know what they're going through. And preparedness today can prevent tragedies tomorrow. And thank you.